Hey everyone, it's Lisa and welcome back to the Driven Family channel. Today I'm going to be covering 4 easy freezer meals to prepare for baby's arrival. I'm currently, let's see if I can get it, 37 weeks pregnant. Making freezer meals is a great way to prepare for that newborn because once she gets here, I do not have the energy to cook. And while there's plenty of convenience meals available in the freezer aisle, I like to have a couple home-cooked meals that I can just pull out of the freezer, put into the oven, and not have to worry about what am I going to do for dinner tonight. So that's what this episode is going to be about. I'm going to walk you through a couple recipes. Some of them are from the internet, like Instagram or Pinterest, and then some are like family recipes that I enjoy, and hopefully you'll enjoy them too. So let's get started. The 4 freezer meals I'm making today are spaghetti alfredo, beef enchiladas, Doritos casserole, and then finally French toast casserole. Doritos casserole is something I learned how to make when I was 16 years old, and I have tweaked it over the last 20 years to my personal preference. Some of the things that I've added or subtracted are optional. I will definitely leave a list of ingredients below and talk about my preferences throughout the cooking process. So first thing you're gonna do is get a pound of ground beef and brown that baby up. Next, you're going to take half an onion, chop it up, and add it to your ground beef. Then you're going to add in 2 cloves of minced garlic. I buy it pre-minced because I am a mother of 5 and I do not have time for that. At this point in the video, Layla is helping me film because I'm not very good at this, and we're adding some seasoning, starting with salt. Then ground black pepper, 1/4 of a teaspoon for both of those. Now we're doing fine onion powder. This is 1/2 teaspoon. Then adding some granulated garlic, also 1/2 teaspoon, but you know, season with your heart. This recipe calls for a can of chopped green chilies. You can decide the heat that you enjoy. My husband is Hispanic and we live in Colorado, so we have access to freshly roasted Pueblo green chilies. I used about 4 of those and put them in my food processor to puree them. Now we're going to add red enchilada sauce. I did medium. You can do mild or hot, whatever you prefer. Add cheddar cheese soup. I'm doing this one-handed, so it's a process. And then cream of chicken soup as well. And I also added about 1/2 can of water to this. Everything is being cooked at a medium to low heat here, and we're gonna mix that all in. I know it looks like cat vomit, but just trust me. It's a casserole. It's supposed to taste good. It doesn't have to look good. And we're gonna let that simmer. While it's simmering, I'm going to spray an aluminum pan with some olive oil. Now onto the Doritos. I like spicy nachos. I like heat. You can definitely do the regular flavor of Doritos. And you're just going to take those chips and you're going to cover the bottom of your casserole pan. Now, I'm a total noob when it comes to these cooking tutorials, so I forgot to record this part, but I like to add Spanish rice to my beef mixture. You can buy it in like a package or you can make it homemade. I made it homemade. The adding of the rice is completely optional. This is something that I've started doing in the past 2 years or so. But we're going to take that beef mixture and we're going to scoop it into our casserole dish and then spread it evenly out like so. So beautiful, my one-handed technique. Now for my personal favorite part, the cheese. I use Mexican style 4-cheese blend here. And I don't have a measurement for this. I know like some recipes are like 1 cup of cheese or 1/4 cup of cheese. I love cheese, so I add as much cheese as I want to add. I have several children that are lactose intolerant, so they do not eat this. Quick food safety tip. When you are freezing food, you want to make sure that anything that goes into a casserole dish hot is put into the fridge first and completely cooled down before you put it into the freezer. Do not put hot food directly into the freezer. So that's a food safety tip there. Now for Dorito casserole, I bake it at 425 for 30 to 45 minutes straight out of the freezer. I keep it covered with aluminum foil for probably half of that, just so the cheese doesn't burn. And then when I serve it, I typically serve it with Doritos on the side. I might do some like refried beans, lettuce and tomato and sour cream are all great toppings to put on top of it. And yeah, it's really easy, yummy meal. So this next meal is what I call Lazy Girl Beef Enchiladas. This is a recipe that I learned from my mother-in-law, and it is super easy. So I'm going to put a list of the ingredients for this and the Dorito casserole in my description box, but this starts out the same way as the Dorito casserole. Brown your ground beef, add onion, garlic, same seasonings, green chilies, and then we're going to add a can of enchilada sauce. You can do red. I did green this time. Again, you can do mild, medium, or hot, whatever your heat preference is. We like it spicy, so I believe that was medium enchilada sauce. And we're gonna mix all that in. Then I let it simmer for a few minutes on medium to low heat. Once that's done, put a little bit of that meat sauce in the bottom of your pan. And then we're going to put corn tortillas on top of it. Kind of like a Mexican lasagna, I guess. So we'll do a couple scoops of the meat mixture and spread that all out evenly. Then we are going to add a layer of cheese. And then it's just repeating the process of tortillas, meat, cheese, and you can keep going until you run out. I typically do about 2 layers, but if you make a bigger batch, you can definitely do a lot more. And it's just so easy, much easier than trying to roll your enchiladas, in my opinion. Once again, with the beef enchiladas, very similar to the Dorito casserole. Bake at 425 for 30 to 45 minutes. Keep some aluminum foil on there for half of the cooking time to keep your cheese from burning. Serve it with rice, beans, chips and salsa, lettuce and tomato, sour cream, whatever you like. So this next freezer meal is that viral spaghetti Alfredo. I did all of my cooking in one day, and at this point in the day, I was very, very tired. So I'm going to speed run through this recipe, but I will link it in the description box below. Here I am boiling my spaghetti and throwing together a quick Alfredo sauce, super easy. Prior to that, I browned my ground beef with a jar of spaghetti sauce, and I sprayed the bottom of this pan with olive oil. I'm adding the pasta now. I had to take care of a melting down toddler in the middle of this process, which is why my spaghetti looks like that. But yeah, it's so easy. You put the spaghetti in the pan, you're gonna dump the Alfredo sauce on top of that. And then on top of that, you're going to add your meat mixture, spread it out evenly, and finally top it with mozzarella cheese. As I said before, I will link the complete recipe in my description box, but this is so easy and it's so yummy. So quick disclaimer, I've never actually made this as a freezer meal. I'm going to completely thaw it out and then bake it at 425 for 5 to 10 minutes. And I typically serve this with salad and garlic bread. The final freezer meal is French toast casserole, and I will link it in the description box below. I love this. I use brioche bread, cinnamon, vanilla. It's so sweet. And I had some helpers here. Bubba is taste testing the bread that I've cut up, and Selah is helping me mix the eggs and milk together. So you're gonna dump that egg mixture on top of the bread, and then I covered it with plastic wrap and aluminum foil and let it sit in my fridge overnight. You could do it for 4 hours though. And then you're going to make the French toast topping, which is flour, brown sugar, cinnamon, salt, and cubed butter. I put that in a freezer bag, taped it to the casserole, and froze everything. When it comes time to bake it, you're going to want to pull it out of the freezer the night before, let it thaw out overnight, and then bake at 350 for 45 to 60 minutes, depending on how soft you want it. And make sure you add that topping before baking. I will serve this with maple syrup, bacon, some fresh fruit, and probably some milk because it's very sweet. So that's gonna be it for this video. I will leave a list of ingredients and links to some of the recipes in the description box below. And then if you're interested in a part 2, I have a few more freezer meals that I need to make. So if that's something that you would like to see, let me know in the comment section. If you like this content, give me a thumbs up, please. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will subscribe. And yeah, thanks everyone, and have a great day. Bye.